live from the Texas Cheerlickers Studios. It's In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
The spectacle of myself last night.
As only Mike can.
Had it been just you and me.
As only Mike can. He said, hey, rule number 1, always make it about you.
That is correct. I don't remember the score. I know that the Spurs got beat and I was pissed off. I don't remember the score. I don't really remember who led anybody in scoring. All I know is that we made communication last night. I had communication with probably the most notorious man in sports, Rudy. That would
right
be
now
for sure. Like Time Magazine always gives like their Person of the Year. Sports Illustrated, when people read it, would give like the Sportsman of the Year, this kind of thing. If there's like a dumbass of the year, not D-bag, but like dumbass.
Yeah,
idiot. Nico Harrison.
Nincompoop. You can't even call him a D-bag. He's just stupid.
Just stupid.
Right.
And so had tickets last night for Spurs Mavs at the Frostbank Center. And had good seats. And it took me a while to find Nico. And it's funny because...
So he was in the building.
He was there. He was in the building. He was about 20 rows behind the Mavericks bench. He was sitting next to Michael Finley, former Spurs great, who I suspect was on board with the Luka trade. Finley's got Nico's back, and he's been hanging out with him a lot and probably serving as like, I don't know, maybe just assistant. And you need a buddy in your ear. When you've done something dumb or you've got the world against you, you need a good buddy to ride with you through it all. And I get the sense that that's Michael Finley. Remember, Michael Finley's the one that we all saw taking the beer away from Luka in the locker room last year, which I thought was odd and stupid by Mike to do. But anyway, found him last night. Jose racked this up. So the game is over, and it was almost over. It was a couple seconds left, and Nico started making his way. He rose up and began to egress out of the arena to go into the middle tunnel, and happened to be with about probably maybe 30 yards from me. And as loud as I am, and by the way, there were a lot of Mavs fans there where we were sitting, and they all saw him. He's probably the most recognizable GM in the league right now because of what he's done. And so a Fire Nico chant flew out last night from Dallas fans at the Spurs game in San Antonio. This guy can't go anywhere. And so I had to, like one dog starts barking, Rudy. It's just hard not to start barking.
Hell yeah.
And I turned into that dog. I decided to join in the fray. I was representing my brother and my cousin. And I was told that if I find Nico to try to get within earshot of him and let him know how we all feel. So, Jose, without further ado, here is Taylor having fun with Nico Harrison last night.
Was that a son of a bitch there at the end?
That was a son of a bitch. I son of a bitch Nico Harrison last night. Not terribly proud of it, but kind of proud of it,
How many beers had you had, sir?
2. Only had 2, sir. One in the first half and one in the second. That was not... I don't need to be drunk to let people know how I feel about them. That was amazing.
How does this Fire Nico chant start in San Antonio?
I think, he's probably hearing him in Houston. I mean, there's people from Dallas everywhere. Right. Yeah, but it makes sense that he would hear it pretty good from here.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of metro sex transplants in San Antonio, Texas. So there it is. I did that last night. I did a deal.
Son of a bitch.
Embarrassed the people I was with. Poor
Nina. Does Nina like to go anywhere in public?
No. No, she would rather not. But our friends took us, and so she went. And I could have been way worse than I was, by the way. Here's the thing: those were not my seats. I didn't buy them; they were really low. And so, shout out to our friends at the Methodist Health System, proud sponsor of the 2025 Cooking for the Kids barbecue. And I got their seats last night, so I was not going to make too much of a spectacle of myself. But I couldn't let Nico Harrison leave the arena without letting him know how I feel. It is in the building from the Texas Cheer Studios at Pub Sports Radio in Southtown, Texas, normally, but today we're obviously road tripping. Rudy reports live from Port Aransas, Texas, on family vacation, but has told me that he wants to work all week because his kids don't get up at this time of day anyway, so he might as well just go ahead and do shows.
Why not?
So I'm back in my studio with the audio disseminator was Jose Bouquet, probably at his apartment somewhere. It is in the building. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is absolutely free to do so. You go to Love You Hard TV or just search In the Building on YouTube to find us. You can listen to us every day on the Spotify app, Apple, all them things as part of the Believe Podcast Network. You can support our show by jumping in here with a super chat tip. There's also the Buy Me a Coffee link that Jose will no doubt put into the chat site. And away we go. We have a major announcement coming up here in a minute. We have another appearance. We have a celebration we want to talk about with the people. But without further ado, good morning to one Rudy J. How are things in Port A, man?
A time went on last night.
You don't have to work. It's okay.
Yeah, we do. We got to work, baby. We got bills to pay. We got bills to pay. No, it's good times, man. It's a little cold. I ain't going to lie. We picked the wrong weekend.
Oh, well.
You know, when you're at the beach and you got a little pullover on, you probably know, hey, you know what? This wasn't the best weekend, but nonetheless. And it's spring break. So there's a lot of kids out here. A lot of college kids, a lot of high school kids, but nonetheless having a good time.
Outstanding. Well, you know, man, at our age, vacation is chilling. You know, you still want to
doing nothing is doing something. We always say that.
Absolutely, no question. So what are you drinking this morning, and what did you drink yesterday and last night?
Right now I'm having a tea. I'm like nothing. No, nothing right now. Nothing right now. But later on today I'll have maybe I'll have something. But I'm just looking for a coffee. The coffee I'm a zillennial when it comes to coffee. Like, I don't know how to make the original coffee. I only know how to use a Keurig.
You can't brew a pot of coffee?
No, I don't know how to put the filter and all that shit. I don't know how to do that shit. Not the right amount. Like, you know, I want to make a note. Right
Teach Rudy. Rudy makes coffee.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing.
That's a random thing. It's a random deal that it's funny, you know, you get our age and there are things from time to time that I realize, oh yeah, I never learned how to do this.
Yeah. Can you change the tire, Mike?
Oh yeah, I can change the tire.
I can change the tire.
I do not know how, and I'm going to get shit for this. I do not know how to change the oil in my car.
I don't know how to change oil either.
It's never
come I don't even want to lose the show. I know we're about to lose the show with the comment like that. But I got your back because I can't do it either. But trust me, the chat's about to fill up with the talking shit about our radio.
I know.
Our radio asses not knowing how to change oil. But I can change the tire. But I choose not to. Like, if I get a flat tire right now, I pay for AAA. I'm not getting out on the side of the road and changing that shit. If I pay for it, y'all gonna have to come fix that shit.
Funny enough, man, I've had to change 2 tires in the last 30 days.
Because of your daughter, right?
My daughter's car had a flat. I had to go fix that for her. Put the donut on so we can get to the shop so she can get a new tire. I had a flat tire at the dentist office the other day.
Oh, that's right.
When I came out of the dentist office, a flat tire in freezing cold weather was waiting for me about a month ago, so I had to take care of that. So I've actually gotten my hands filthy lately changing tires. Can you drive a stick shift?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me give you the story on that. I learned how to drive standard in 2019. I didn't know how to drive a stick Alamo Cycleplex wanted me to be their brand ambassador for slingshots. And while I'm headed over there, he's like, hey, oh, by the way, the slingshot is a standard. And that dead air like we just had right now, I'm on the phone like. And then I'm talking to Dave Sears is a man's man, right? So I'm about to have to tell a man's man, hey, dude, I can't drive a stick.
I can't do the endorsement.
So I tell him, I'm like, hey, man, I can't drive a stick. And he pauses in disappointment, like, this is who I picked to be my brand ambassador. So I get to Alamo Cycleplex, and he has some lady take me across the street to this empty parking lot and give me a quick tutorial. Like, hey, man, we're going to be driving through Fredericksburg anyway. You just keep it in third. No big deal. You'll be fine. And, she gave me a quick, 20, 30-minute tutorial. I learned. So I literally learned how to drive standard because of the slingshot. But
didn't you wind up wrecking one out and giving it up?
Yeah, I got caught in the rain. Yeah, man. I totaled it. But it was... I was getting an oil change. On my way home, it starts raining. You're not supposed to drive those things in the rain. I'm one exit from my house. And I hydroplane. And the thing just starts spinning. So I'm in the slingshot. I have no control.
Damn, man.
And I hydroplaned into the lane over, and a Tundra. Thank God I spun one more time. A Tundra took the whole back end off. Boom. You just see that little third wheel just flying down 1604. Thank God. If I didn't spin one more time, he would have took me out. But I spun. God was looking out for me. I spun one more time. He takes the back end off. And that was the end of my slingshot era.
Good Lord, man. Well, I never learned how to drive stick either.
You don't know how to drive stick?
No, it just never came up. It wasn't that I didn't want to or didn't ever think about it. It just never came up. I just wound up picking out cars as I got older that didn't have standard transmission. I was always automatic, and I don't think you need to know now.
My mom drove standards. I don't know why I didn't. I should have let her teach me. Yeah. My mom had a couple of cars that were standards, but
never come up. It's crazy. No. All right, it's in the building. Rudy's down in Port A on the beach of the Gulf of Texas, whatever you want to call that water these days.
We'll call it the Gulf of Texas.
Let's call it the Gulf of Texas. Listen to us. You can watch us, obviously, on our YouTube channel. You can watch us coming up on Monday the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. You can start watching us on Anthem TV, and you can listen to us as part of the Believe Podcast Network, wherever you listen to us, whether it's Spotify, Apple, or iHeart, or any of the others. We're on the Believe Radio Podcast. Quick reminder, tomorrow, if you're watching this show live, tomorrow is Wednesday. Means I'm back out at Poblano's, downtown San Antonio, Street, right by the Majestic Theater, directly across the street from the old Gunter Hotel. I will be there. I have gift cards and I have Fiesta medals to give away to people that show up and have lunch with me tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Texas time at Poblano's.
We never talked about happy hour, bro. I just thought about that because it went down on Friday.
Yeah.
We did the show yesterday. We never even talked about happy hour at Poblano's. How did that go?
Went fine. Okay, ironically, good. We actually have more people that come to the lunches than came to the happy hour.
Really?
Yeah, I think what happened was I don't think people wanted to deal with the traffic on a Friday afternoon or early evening. And there was a huge event next door at the Majestic Theater, a kids thing.
Where AD was.
Correct. Blippy. You ever heard of Blippy?
Yes, of course.
Never heard of Blippy. Obviously, you have a 6-year-old. I never heard of Blippy. I'd never seen so many kids dressed up in orange and blue in my life. They had orange rim glasses on. Mr. Singh himself had orange rim glasses on at one point as they went to see Blippy. And then like probably later on in our little happy hour, we start seeing people come into the restaurant from next door at Majestic. Decked out in the damn Blip. Parents wearing orange and blue too. Come on, man.
See, Mike got old kids, so he's done with all that dumb shit.
Absolutely.
Mike's kids are older.
But my kids all went to crap like that. But you didn't see my ass dressing up.
No, I've never dressed up.
Dude, my 2 oldest, we took them to see Barney one time. And
Okay.
you'd have thought we were watching Elvis Presley with them kids. When Barney came out, shit, mine was Michael Jordan at his prime for those kids. And it was great, and I was happy that we had a good time. But I was ass whipped and half looped by the end of it because
Right.
I brought my flask and I want to go sit there sober. I damn sure didn't wear a purple shirt or representing Barney. How these parents wearing blue and orange shirts, man.
It's insane, bro.
You don't give up your life for your kid. You share your life with your kid. You
There
don't
you
surrender your life to your freaking
Talk that
kid.
shit. Talk that shit.
All right. Well, surrender your life to me tomorrow between noon and 1 at Poblano's. We're going to have lunch. And I do have Fiesta medals to pass out to people that show up.
You got gift cards? You giving away gift cards tomorrow?
$25, man. Lunch
Nice.
on me if you show up.
Nice.
I'm at Poblano's tomorrow. All right. So we did go to the Spurs game last night. I want to run one more video before we get into the actual game. I do have some thoughts on the Spurs.
Okay.
So we had really good seats. Probably so
your seats were great, dude.
Yeah, where the visitors' bench is, we are opposite corner from like where the Mavericks bench was, about 3 rows up. So we were on Ken's quite a bit last night. People taking creeper pictures of us from the upper deck and stuff and posting it or whatever. But that's what happens when you have those.
That's what you're the mayor, bro.
Seats. Hey, man.
You're the mayor. The fuck?
And it occurred to me, we're sitting there watching the game, man. And at one point, Rudy, I was watching the game from that close range. And it occurred to me, I can only name 2 of the Spurs on the court last night at one point. 2 out of the 5. So is that my bad for losing track of them, or is it their bad because they suck ass and they're not worth my time?
Both.
Okay.
It's both. I love you, but you got to know more than 2.
Dude.
But they're not very good right now. Like
No.
they have no business losing to that version of the Mavericks.
No.
They have no business losing that game.
Okay, one more video, and we'll talk about the actual Spurs. So here's me last night trying to pronounce the name of some Russian dude that the Spurs have from the 3rd row last night. Fire that off, Jose.
Mamu Kelashvili. Mamu Kelashvili. I don't speak Russian.
Mamu Kelashvili. That's pretty close, Mike.
He's only playing because Wemby's hurt, of course. I guess not hurt, blood clot. Money.
All right. Yeah, dude, I got
funny,
nothing.
It's funny listening to you like explain shit to Nina. You're like, hey, babe, yeah, this guy, I don't need to know how to pronounce his name because once Wemby's back, he's not going to be playing.
Dude.
Mamus Kelashvili.
Sure. Mamus, get your ass off my team. So
I'm not mad at that.
let me segue from that into this. Okay, fine. I probably ought to know how to pronounce that dude's last name, but why do I need to learn a guy's name who won't be here in a year or 2? I don't need to learn that. Bismack Bunjambo and Mamus Kakashvili and
I like Biombo.
something called Wesley. I mean, come on.
Blake Wesley.
Dude. Rudy.
I know, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Sucks. Ass. They have more leaks than the Iraqi Navy. They are terrible. And dude, okay, I'm halfway kidding. I've heard of Mamu. Still can't say his last name.
I know. You're doing a bit. Like anybody that needs to explain that.
Well, no, but here's the thing, man. This thing is bad everywhere. Steph Castle was terrible last night, lost. De'Aaron Fox, that was probably his worst game since the trade here. And honest to God, man, and I'm not Pat Riley and Greg Popovich sitting there breaking down in the NBA, but I know what I'm looking at. Now, I know what good basketball looks like at least.
Keldon Johnson was good last night, though. He was solid. Keldon was there. Keldon knew you were there, Mike.
Did he?
He knew.
Okay.
The guys that had the best games were our least favorite players. Vassell and Keldon Johnson knew Mike was in the building. They were like, you know what? I'm going to show this ass, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mike Taylor. I'm going to show this motherfather how well I can play. Of course, Vassell and Keldon Johnson have a good game when Mike's in the building.
Well, okay. But in typical Devin Vassell fashion, he had a good game numbers-wise. He disappeared in winning time. He didn't do shit. He did nothing in the fourth quarter in a game that should not have been close. Dallas had 8 guys last night, and they really should have had 7, but one of their kids who has like stitches over his eye has to play because I think in the NBA, you must suit up a minimum of 8.
Yeah, they only played 8 players last night.
Yeah, they had a dude that had a busted eye that probably shouldn't even have been out there. The fact that the Spurs were even single digits apart from them in winning time is stupid. And the fact that we lose to these people was bullshit. The Spurs are bad at everything. Now, not only obviously Wemby is out, and Jeremy Sohan did not play either. I'm assuming it's because it was the second night of a back-to-back. But this is a Spurs team, Rudy, that gave up 141 to Minnesota the night before, and then 133 last night to a Dallas team that's trying to lose on purpose.
Dude, listen to this.
Yeah, go ahead. It's what happened last night was bullshit.
Najee Marshall, Kessler Edwards, Dante Exum, who shouldn't even be in the league, and Doug Christie's son, Max Christie, Caleb Martin, Dwight Powell, and Spencer Dinwiddie came into San Antonio and dropped $133.
Yeah.
On the San Antonio Spurs. $133. I don't know who that's on. Again, I get it. Wemby's gone. You got the news of pop. There's some there's some circumstances going on. You don't got Sohan, but this you just lost to the LA Fitness Dallas team.
Yep, that's right.
This is the LA Fitness team. You could besides Klay Thompson, there's nobody you could walk by right now on that Dallas team and be like, oh, that's other than Klay Thompson's the only person that you could spot at Fiesta. The rest of them, you'd be like, oh, it's just a dude. You wouldn't know him. And yet they come down here into San Antonio against De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul, Keldon Johnson, Steph Castle, Vassell, everybody but Wemby, and get a W, and they don't even know their head from their ass right now.
No, it's terrible. And here's the thing, man. Again, I'm not going to sit up here and break down hoops with Steve.
No.
However, I know good ball when I see it, and I know bad ball when I see it. And this was more than, well, they didn't make shots. This was more than, well, they were tired because they played the night before, which Dallas also played the night before, by the way. This was a Spurs team last night that had no system. They don't have a system. They don't have a rhythm. They don't have any sort of flow on offense. They're just down passing and junking. That's all they're doing. There's no game. The Mavericks worked their ass last night. Jason Kidd worked Mitch Johnson's ass. The Mavericks, with all their rando spares, they had flow. They had a plan. They had a system. They executed it. They played super hard. Say what you will about Jason Kidd, and I've called him out lately because he acted like, I didn't know the trade was coming. I just coach who's here, which is bullshit. But when it comes down to the coaching and the roster, Jason Kidd gets a lot out of his teams. Credit to the Mavericks. They have not once stopped playing hard, stopped running the system. The old cliche in sports, next man up. Even though Dallas obviously is missing half its roster and they traded Luka Doncic and changed the trajectory of the history of the freaking league, they play hard for Jason Kidd every single night, and they knew what they were doing. It was the Spurs. You mentioned the Lifetime Fitness intramural team. It was San Antonio that looked like that last night. No plan, inbound the ball, try and find an open guy. Look here, look left. There was just no rotation. Chris Paul needs to retire today. He is terrible. He still has
Mike.
Big deal. Chris Paul cannot help a lottery team. Chris Paul needs to play for Boston, come off the bench, and provide a veteran leader in the room. something like that. Jeremy Sohan, who didn't play either last night, he's like a Swiss Army knife out there with his skill ability. He's decent at everything. But you don't need a guy like that when you're this terrible. Jeremy Sohan needs to go somewhere and be a contender. He can help a team that's ready to win playoff series because he's like a Boris
Oh,
D.
you want Jeremy gone?
No, well, yeah, I don't think he fits.
Okay.
They're not good enough for Jeremy Sohan right now. Sohan's a guy that needs to be playing for a good team like Boris Diaw. He's lost. He didn't play last night, but he's been lost all season. I'm just telling you, man.
No. I'm not.
This
I'm
team
not saying
sucks.
You're not making sense.
And and I've defended Mitch Johnson. I don't know that anyone else in the world could have done much better than Mitch as far as just like leading the team, being the coach, being the head of their team for now in light of Pop getting sick. But I'm telling you right now, he ain't doing no coaching. I don't know. And I know Pop has to be in contact with him a lot about the team. I've defended Mitch. I've assumed all year that Pop has been in his ear. And look, I know a lot of Spurs fans are probably happy that they lost. It's time to tank and just lose every game. That's fine. I get that. It's one thing to lose and be like, well, that's good. That's one more shot at getting more ping pongs on the draft pool. But watching that in person, it's still kind of sad. And it frankly pisses me off last night. So that's fine. Let's lose all the games. But the first order of business is figuring out who the head coach is going to be. It's either going to be Greg Popovich or somebody else. It cannot be Mitch Johnson. It just can't be. He is a spare. They don't play hard for him. They don't know what they're doing. They're passing the ball. They're finding an open guy and chucking up bullshit. There's no flow, no system. They are the complete opposite of the beautiful game right now, and it was tough to watch from that distance. Rant over. Thank you.
No, shout out to Adrian Robles. He gave us $2.
What's up, Robles?
In the building from Japan.
Oh, nice.
So what time is it in Japan, Adrian?
Adrian's in Japan?
Yeah, he's in Japan. So shout out to him. And Jay Glenn says it's been a while since the Rockets were the best team in Texas. It's very true.
I know. Very, very true. And I don't see San Antonio getting a hell of a lot better next year.
You know, Mike, you brought up a point that I hadn't thought about, and I've been tough on Mitch, but you said something in your rant that made me be like, you know what? Maybe I've been too hard on him, only because of what you said. I don't know who would have done a good job with this situation. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn,
sure.
When you said that, I was like, okay, damn, so have I been too hard on Mitch? Because who is supposed to fill in for the god that is Greg Popovich? Like, who? I don't know who was going to do a good job on this. So I was like, damn. It made me take a step back and think about all the ugly things that I've said about Mitch this year. And hell, it could be Eric Spoelstra. Remember when Eric Spoelstra took over for Pat Riley, LeBron hated him and begged Pat Riley to come down. You know, Steve Kerr had his issues in Golden State. Him and Draymond couldn't get along. So I'm just thinking like, damn, I've been hard on Mitch. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know who could have filled in under these circumstances, and you and I and the people in the chat would have been happy with. So maybe I've been unfair to Mitch because I don't know who could fix. I don't know who would do a job to where we're not complaining, is what I'm saying.
Well, and look, I'm trying to be fair to him. And again, wasn't like, Brett Brown, would he have done any better? Maybe, I don't know, but he's right there sitting next to Mitch every night. Mitch has kept the thing together. He's done all the press conferences.
Right.
He's kept the ship. He's kept the car in the middle of the road. I'm trying to find a cliche, but he is not coaching them. And I don't know if it's on purpose because they're tanking. I have no idea. But dude, there's no systematic flow. They just don't look like they have a plan when they bring the ball down. And probably a lot of it's still Fox trying to figure out his way with this thing. Let me repeat what I've said before. Wemby and Fox and Steph Castle can stay. Everybody else can take a fucking hike as far as I'm concerned. I am tired of watching Devin Vassell put up 25 points but have zero impact on the game. You know, I've said this for years, but I mean, somebody has to lead the worst team in the league in scoring. You know, somebody has to score.
You used to say that about Sean Lee. I love when you used to say that on the ticket because, you know, Chris Collinsworth loved Sean Lee. And we'd be like, oh, Sean Lee had 190 tackles this season.
Right.
And Mike would come on the Mike Taylor show and be like, somebody's got to tackle somebody. That doesn't mean Sean Lee is Lawrence Taylor. Right.
Yeah, I don't know what the lowest performing high school is in San Antonio, but someone's going to be the valedictorian over there. That don't mean that they're a great student. You know, they're the least done.
Yeah. Poor Sean Lee. Sean Lee used to get so much heat from you.
Sean Lee. Oh well, that was also because he was white too. That didn't help. That pissed me off too. Because had he been black, you wouldn't even have noticed him. But that's why I used to jump on Collinsworth. But man, I'm sick of Devin Vassell's shit. He can score the ball and plays no defense, and in winning time, he's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of like baseball. Bouquet knows a lot. Bouquet probably give 5 names right now. There's so many baseball players that they'll hit 300 this year. You know, they'll have a real high on base percentage, but they'll have zero impact on the winning and the losing. You know, Juan Gonzalez was the great back. I'm talking about analogies here. I know it's apples and oranges, but the analogy stands. Juan Gonzalez was the king of the 45 home run season back when he played for the Rangers, and you look up and they're in last place in the West. He'd hit all of his home runs in the first 5 innings. He had like a batting. I think Juan Gonzalez's batting average in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in his career was like 200. That's Devin Vassell.
Right.
He's Ty Cobb in the first half, and he's Devin Vassell in the second half. And I like Sohan. I just don't think he fits here. He's a guy that you bring in when you are 1 or 2 pieces away from competing for a title. The Spurs are 8 pieces away from competing for a title. And and this came up again last night, and I hate to feed this narrative because it's a narrative that normally whips my ass because Spurs fans love to panic and overreact to stuff.
Okay.
I can tell you right now, this thing better get a hell of a lot better next year in the win column because there's a kid named Victor Wembanyama, and he ain't trying to suck 3 years in a row. They need to win next year. I ain't saying 60 games. Their asses better win 41 games next year, or I wouldn't blame Wemby for looking for an exit. I ain't bullshitting. This thing's not good. And they don't have a coach. They got 3 good players worth keeping. And it's unbelievable how I got excited. I got optimistic after the Fox
I think we
trade.
all did, Mike. I think we all did.
And I overreacted. This team is way farther away from being good than I thought. And watching that thing last night in person was very disheartening. It was very disheartening. All right. Yeah, I got to get all my cussing out today and tomorrow. We got radio coming up this Thursday. It's in the building radio. A reminder, me and Rudy do a radio show now every Thursday night at 6 o'clock on the Lopez Broadcasting Network in San Antonio and Victoria and Corpus Christi and El Paso and Uvalde. It's KLMO radio, 2 frequencies on FM here in town. We got the K Alamo Roku television station that you can watch the radio show on to. Spectrum Channel 6 in Corpus Christi. You can also watch our show on Roku in Corpus Christi too. All right. For more, let's go to the newsroom and bring in Bouquet. Yes, sir. This better be huge.
I hate to break it to you, but Solomon Thomas signs 2 years, $8 million to the Cowboys. So there you go. And
wait, who signed? Wait, what? Who? What?
Solomon Thomas, defensive tackle, former New York Jet, 49ers first round draft pick a while back.
So wait, they making Dak and CD restructured for something called Solomon what?
Thomas.
Well, Rudy, they can't spend their money. They're saving it for Micah Parsons. Anything they bring in outside of Micah
That
is
is
going to be a
worthy.
rando.
It's Cowboys, so it's worthy of the breaking news sounder,
Oh,
Jose.
geez. Solomon
But
Thomas. Okay,
I don't know
sure.
who the fuck that is.
Well, if you want some Texans news, the Texans just traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson of the Eagles.
Really?
Yes, for first-round guard Keon Green.
Okay,
So there you go.
Okay. Again, okay, sure. Solomon Thomas. Okay, great. I mean, no, it's fine. You broke in, but again, I mean, it doesn't move my needle 1 inch. They're not going to go sign premier free agents because all that money they've restructured for is about one guy, and we know who that guy is. They made no effort to keep Jordan Lewis. He bailed on him yesterday, the veteran corner.
Yeah, you text this free agency news about the Cowboys. Is that what it was?
Yeah, he went to the Jaguars. And so Jordan Lewis goes to Jacksonville. And so the Cowboys secondary will return, let's see, Trayvon Diggs, who hasn't done jack shit in 2 years. And they've got Deron Bland, who had the best 3 months of any cornerback in the history of the league, didn't do shit before then or anything thereafter in the last year and a half, and stayed hurt all year last year. That's their secondary. They need primordial beasts. They need to build depth on their defense. And maybe this Solomon Thomas is that, a depth provider. As I've told you over and over, I would much rather have 7 or 8 Osas, a solid depth field defense than one gigantic money man in Micah.
Right.
If I got Micah Parsons, but if I got nobody else worth the shit, what's the point? I need 5, 6, 7 decent players rather than the one superstar with a bunch of future car salesmen. And Jordan Lewis leaving is not that big a deal, but their defense was dog shit last year. One lost veteran is a bad thing for them. It's another team without a plan in a different kind of way. Thanks for the news. Hey, Cowboy. Hey, Cowboys. All right, we got a major announcement, man. We have an appearance coming up again. So and Rudy and I have teased here for the better part of a couple of weeks. On Monday, St. Patrick's Day, that is in a couple of Mondays, right? No, that's coming up. That's this Monday. Geez, we're 6 days out as we do this show. So this coming Monday, Rudy and I will be at a party that's being thrown partially for us. It is an Anthem TV launch party. So this coming Monday, in the building will be televised each and every day on the Anthem TV app. And they're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day over at one of my old spots, McFinnigan's, over off Blanco and 410. So at McFinnigan's this Monday, Rudy and I will be there 4 to 7, hanging out with people from Anthem TV and our old buddies over at McFinnigan's Bar as we celebrate the launching of In the Building on Anthem TV. Everybody's invited. Come out and make us look good with our new partner, Anthem TV. They are really, really showing us a lot of love, and you should see the stuff that they have planned for us. Some of the things that they've kicked the tires on over there at Anthem TV with us involved. And
they're really working hard behind the scenes.
They are, man.
Anthem,
absolutely.
Shout out to Nathaniel and his team. They've been busting ass, and there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we can't discuss or show y'all. But shout out to Anthem TV, man.
Man.
Big things coming for In the Building.
Absolutely. So we want to go out there I'm going to be out there Monday at McFinnigan's. It's 410 in Blanco. I used to do shows out there back in the day. We've had lots of fun out there over the years. So come hang out at McFinnigan's this Monday for the Anthem TV In the Building launch party. I'll be there hanging out. So come drink a beer with me and shoot the breeze. Should be a good time this coming Monday. Thank you very much to Anthem TV. All right, let's jump into People I Want to Punch, presented by the law office of Orlando Kill, the official family lawyer. Rudy J., who do you want to punch today and why?
Look, I didn't want to do this. It's low-hanging fruit. And I've talked about this before. And it drives me crazy. but I'm gonna do it anyway for the sake of pissing some people off. But I'm in Port A, right?
See.
Your guy won. He already won. He's POTUS. There's no reason he won. He won. Like, what are we, so why am I still seeing flags on the beach? If you don't want LeBron James to bring his politics to the NBA basketball court, if you don't want NFL players to bring politics to the football field, why are you bringing politics to the beach? We're supposed to be having a good time at the beach. I'm like, he won. You can take your flag off of your golf cart. Your guy is the president. There's no need to fly the flag anymore. Joe Biden is gone. Kamala is gone. Your guy won. I don't need to see your politics at the beach. I'm just trying to be here and not get anxiety and have a good time and drink and be at the beach. But I'm still seeing, this is the new flag, Mike. The new flag at Port A is Trump 2028.
Oh, wow. Really?
The new flag of Port Aransas is Trump 2028. And I'm watching the drive by and I'm just looking like, you're okay with that? You're okay with Trump 2028?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There are a lot of people that want him to end the law of the two-term presidency.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm finding that out this weekend. I'm like, this is not the weekend, but I'm like, oh shit, y'all are okay with this guy staying.
Yeah.
Like the new flag of Port Aransas is they're making the Trump 2028 flag is in full effect. So I'm just like, bro, y'all don't want Pop to talk about politics. You don't want LeBron to talk about politics. You don't want NFL players kneeling for the anthem, but you get to bring your politics to the beach, the most carefree place in the world where we're all supposed to. And you know what, Mike? This is what I'll say, though. I'm having a good time with them. Like, there's
good.
People,
you should.
There's people next door to me. They got their flag. I'm cool people. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that I've come in contact with that are actually flying the flag. I'm not in contact with all of them, but some of the people that I've come in contact with that are flying the flag, they're cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a bad thing, but I'm just like, why are we doing
What do you think's going to happen? They're going to pull a gun out on you?
No.
Slice you up?
No. I don't know what's going to happen. Shit, you never know. But it's like, go to Amazon and get your Trump 2028 flags and fly them in Port A. So
you know what?
Punch people that bring their politics to the beach. Like, we're at the beach. Like, can we just be at the beach?
Well,
who gives a shit who you voted for or who you want to win? We're at the beach. We're supposed to be relaxing and having a good time. Punch people that want LeBron and Pop to shut up, but then they bring their politics to the beach. So punch them.
Well said.
Even though they're cool.
I don't believe that once Trump is no longer president or eligible or dead or whatever, and we've got some Russian that takes us over, in the future, you're not going to see the cult-like following of the next Republican president, the way they follow Trump.
You don't think so?
I just think that supersedes politics. That has nothing to do with politics. It's kind of like being an Alabama fan. That's just Trump is your guy. He's Bama for a Bama fan. It's cultish with him. And again, take it from me. And you always talk about how my posse and my cult and Taylor has a cult-like following.
Oh, you do.
My Thunderdome. Dude, for 16 years, I had an intro song called The Cult of Personality. not to compare myself to Trump, but I guess I kind of am. I just feel like it's not so much blasting politics in people's face as much as it is blasting Trump in people's face, because they know how polarizing Trump is to others. It's trolling is what it is. Here's my political beliefs. But it is kind of an ass whip, because it's I've never been I don't know. I've never been that hard up for a politician.
For any, Mike, you've never been that hard up for anything.
No, I don't have a Pearl Jam sticker on my car. And if Eddie Vedder dies today, I ain't working for 2 days. I'm going to be devastated. I don't wear Willie Nelson t-shirts, but the hardcore MAGA Trump supporters, and they're going to have that flag por vida. Hell, we're going to have 20 years from now, you're going to see that flag.
What? It's okay. Like, I'm not about, like, it is what it is. Like, look, I want him to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to root against him, because if I root against him, then I'm rooting against myself. Like, I need him to make this a better place to live. I need inflation to come down. Like,
sure.
That would be stupid. And again, I'm not a Trump supporter, but it would be stupid for me to root against him, because essentially I'm rooting against myself. Like, it's okay to support him. I don't have a problem with that. Because again, at this point, up until 2028, Mike, I need him to make this a better place to live. So I'm not going to root against him. But gosh damn, can we just be at the beach and have a Mai Tai?
Not on that beach.
I just want to have a Mai Tai and not have to deal with the bullshit. And again, this is coming from somebody that is rooting for him. I'm rooting for him because I'm rooting for my kids. Yeah. I'm rooting for my mom. I'm rooting I'm rooting for Mike. I'm rooting for Jose. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want him to do well.
We're small business owners.
But but when I'm at the beach and I'm like, oh fuck, I ain't got to worry about my cleaning company. And then here comes 17 flags. I'm just like, anxiety through the roof. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Big ass trucks and tires.
You won. There's no
but
like,
now you're still running. It's a never-ending celebration, Holmes. Shout out to my cousin Brandy. My cousin Brandy and her husband, they have a boat. It's parked on a lake up in the Fort Worth area, and I'm hoping to see her this weekend.
Is this the real estate agent?
No, it's a different cousin.
Okay, gotcha.
Cousin Brandy, she got a big old Trump flag on her boat. Sails it everywhere they go. To this day, I'm like, I mean, that's fine. It's a free country, but it's just like, at some point, he won. If he told you to murder a baby, would you do it? Well, probably not. Well, explain to me why. Let me know. Give me my options first.
Mike, they'd be like, "What did the baby do?"
Yeah, what did the baby do? I mean, is this baby? Is it Obama's baby? That might make a difference. Shout out to my cousin Randy.
Anyway, who you punching, Mike?
Man, I want to punch people that take creeper photos of me and my girlfriend in public.
Well, Mike, you're a celebrity.
Put this up here, Mike. Jose Buca. Look at this.
Mike, you're a celebrity.
Come down there and say hello. What is that about right there?
You're a celebrity, dude. You're a celebrity. You got to deal with this shit, Mike.
I am not a celebrity. I'm SA famous. There's a huge difference.
You're in San Antonio, in this city. You are a celebrity.
See that? Look at that.
That's weird.
That's weird. What if I'm like picking my nose, or I've got my left ass cheek up because I have to let one out?
Yeah.
Jeez, look at that.
So wait, did they take this picture and then send it to you?
Yeah, it got posted. It's like it's happened over the years, like random Bigfoot Taylor photos at HEB and Walmarts and stuff. Just come down and say hello. That's weird. I mean, I know it comes with the territory, but still, it creeps me.
And the other thing is like, hey, Mike, you might have, which you would never, but you might have not been with your lady.
What?
You might have not been with your lady. You might have been creeping.
Well, that'll never be the case. You'll never catch me in that.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, hey,
that girl there is that's my lady. That beautiful brown Mexican skin.
That she does. She's so much darker than you.
Oh my God!
It's like she's been in Hawaii and you've been in Alaska.
Look at that. Yeah, I would like to think that her late father, who I never got the chance to meet.
You didn't get to meet her dad? Okay.
No, I would like to think that he would approve of her being with that big white dumbass. So I would like to, wherever he is, I think he probably knows how I feel about her. So anyway, but yeah, punch random creeper photo guy at the Spurs game. All right, it is Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer up in the building. Whether you are looking to get divorced or you have no choice because you've been served.
You want to take somebody else to the Spurs
maybe
game?
You want to take somebody else to the Spurs game for a chance. Maybe you have an adoption case. Maybe you already divorced, but one of y'all has moved, or kids are gotten older and changed their mind, or money's changed or whatever, and you need something changed in a decree. Whatever family law means, Orlando Kell practices it at 210-775-4995. You can email Orlando directly at orlandokell.law@gmail.com. It is orlandokell.law@gmail.com. All right, don't forget barbecue. We're going to start getting heavy into barbecue promotion. We have so much going on right now, but I cannot forget the 2025 Mike Taylor's barbecue cook-off, which will come down at the Red Shield Youth Center over by Woodlawn Lake on May 17th. So be advised of that. Reach out to me if you have any interest in volunteering, sponsoring, helping set up. And I've got tickets for sale. By the way, I carry a stack of tickets with me in my pocket.
Everywhere he goes, he has them.
But I also have the QR code on my phone. So if you find me in public, rather than take a creeper picture, come up and take a legit picture and buy a barbecue ticket from me. I'll have them with me at Poblano's tomorrow. So the barbecue is really about to start going top of mind with my promotionals every day. So because we're getting closer and closer, and I want to make sure that this thing goes off without a hitch like always. All right. Show brought to you in part by Texas Cheer Liquor as well. As always, everything at all 7 area locations. 5% off anything you purchase when you go in there and tell them
Mark
in the building
specials.
sent me.
Yeah.
Go get your ass in the building at any of the 7 Texas Cheer Liquors, 6 in and around the greater San Antonio area, 1 up in the Bernie area. All of them, you get 5% off when you mention in the building.
You got those March specials there, Jose. Look at that.
Here we go.
If you get 2 or more of those, you're 10% off. Got the Svedka vodka, half gallon, only $19.99. And of course, that gin that make you sin. That Burnett's only $9.99. Gin make you sin. And make sure you let them know. Don't be shy. Like, you know how many people have come in and be like, oh, I don't want to say anything. Like, yo, let them know. We need y'all to let them know in the building sent you. Don't be shy. Who cares if it's not me? If it's not Mike, you won't see Mike. But if you're at one of them, Lucky Ranch or Bernie, Bulverde, Braun, Military Caliber, heard about this ad on In the Building. Whether you get the 5% or not, that's not on me. But let them know In the Building sent you.
Wait a minute. See if people actually going in that are our people, but
And
not saying the name to get the discount?
Yes.
What?
Happened a lot.
No.
That happens a lot. It happens
Why
a
wouldn't
lot.
you
Like,
get 5%
I
off?
had a dude come in. I had been seeing him for a couple of months. And then one day he finally tells me, like, yeah, man, I listen to your mic every day. And I'm like, bro, I've been seeing you for 2 months. Why are you just now saying something?
Yeah, that's weird.
That people don't want to be creeper photo guy. They don't want to be,
We're telling you to do it this time.
Yeah.
And you make us look good. This is how Texas Cheer Liquor can get some data together and make sure that their investment in our show as a sponsor and a supporter and the sponsor of our studio is working. Do us a solid. Don't go if you're a subscriber, do not go into any of these stores without mentioning us. Get your discount, and you also help us because it makes us look good with the client. So that's how they monitor if their advertisements working. God almighty. Punch everybody who's gone into a Texas Cheer Liquor and gotten stuff and didn't get the discount because you're too embarrassed to say something.
That's
Come
a lot
on,
of
man.
punches. That's a lot of punches. Anyway.
All right.
Let's go.
quick story.
What happened?
So over the weekend, Nina and I wound up cruising around the Wonderland Mall of the Americas, right
You
there.
talking about over there for Crossroads?
Crossroads, yeah. Meet me at the
What were you doing there? Is that mall still
Crossroads.
open? That's where
It
I
is.
got my
It is open.
boosters.
It is
That's
open.
where I got
still.
That's where I got vaccinated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went there to birthday shop for my two oldest. My firstborn baby, her birthday is March 21.
Okay.
My second born was born March 14th. I've got two kids that are 1 week apart, 3 years separate, but 1 week apart. And I'm actually going up to Fort Worth this Friday to celebrate the birthday with my 24, soon to be 24-year-old. And so I was birthday shopping. And so my second born loves vintage and quirky stuff. And they've got a bunch of different like independently owned shops at that, what's it called? Wonderland Mall, something like that. Okay. And there's a lot of like quirky little shops there. Halloween stores, like goth stores and vintage VHS tapes and old school this, that, and the other. Well, I wound up finding an air freshener that was a Blockbuster Video air freshener.
I saw this on social.
Yeah, can you see that at all? That's me standing there holding my Blockbuster Video
Which is
air freshener.
crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, it got me to think, look, I realize that you have to evolve. You have to change with the times. I don't fear technology. I'm not one of these guys who's scared to death of AI. I say bring AI. AI is amazing. Of course, there are going to be assholes who manipulate AI, just like there's assholes who manipulate everything. But for the most part, AI is going to make this world so much easier and better. I don't fear you won't see me driving a self-driving car, but I don't fear technology. I don't know much about it. I'm a technological dumbass, but I don't fear it.
Right.
I don't fear change. And one of my philosophies in staying young for my age is don't look back. Don't get stuck in the past. Stay in the present and look to the future. It keeps your brain young. That all being said, not everything from back in the day should stay back in the day. Like, I get that. How we watch movies, how we watch television has totally changed. I get that. How you watch podcasts, you watch them on your own time. But I just remember being a younger guy, in my 20s and early 30s, and especially in my teenage years, in the late 80s and early mid-90s, going to video stores, whether it was Blockbuster or Sam Goody, like movie nights.
It was a family function, dude. And like y'all got together and everybody went their way and you got your snacks and then it became a thing and it was cool, man. It was cool. I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's me. There's my picture there. I'm taking there inside the store. It was an event. It's like, oh, y'all want to go get a movie? Sweet. That means you're at least an hour in the Blockbuster because, like you said, everybody separates and they go look for a movie that they want to see. And then you go pile up your popcorn and your candy and you check out the movies that you want and you go home and you sit there and you movie binge for the next couple of days until they're due. Jose's posting the picture of me now. It's good. I just missed that was so cool back in the day. That's one thing from the past that'll never return, I'm sure.
No.
Because it ain't like we're going to just stop. We're not going to all of a sudden go back to DVDs. I get that. But that's something from the past that I miss. Shout out to Kitschella is the name of that store I bought that air freshener in. Kitschella, a locally owned and operated little vintage store at the Wonderland Mall in San Antonio by the old Super Target there at Balcones Heights. And I miss movie night, going to Blockbuster, picking out movies. There was nothing like when you were waiting for a new movie to come out, you'd go check and see if something like, oh, we're totally out on the shelf. So you go check the return bin. Hey, could you check and see if they brought back Star Wars?
You be sitting there waiting and seeing somebody would come and drop off 3 movies. Like, was that it?
Right.
And they're like, no, it's still not here, but it's supposed to be. And you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You sit there and wait, or you would check the little section, the return section. Yeah, man, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Damn, man, you got me in my feels.
Yeah, man. We talk about how kids today, young people, everything's right there for them. There's no payoff. Like when do young people have a sense of accomplishment ever?
Right.
They expect everything to just be there. They expect to make six figures right out of high school with the first job they get because they're used to everything being right there. I worry that maybe I'm worried for nothing. I would love to hear from what do young people get today as like a payoff? Because like you have to get in the car, drive to the Blockbuster, cruise the aisles, find the right movie. Maybe your movie that you wanted to see wasn't in. You go and check the bin. Oh my God, we do have a copy. Here you go. Yes, it's like a score. It's a find. It's a treasure hunt. What are modern kids now treasure hunting? Because that's part of the, this goes to the old cliche. Part of winning something or having something, the journey is enjoyable because that's part of the fun part. The anticipation, the hopefulness. Man, I hope they got my movie. Let's go to Blockbuster. And it's there. Oh, there's a payoff. There's gratitude. Like instant gratitude can be detrimental. Sometimes it's good to wait for shit. It feels better. It's more satisfying when you have to work or wait for something.
And I feel like they don't have that. And the reason I'll say they don't is that's why the Pokemon thing during COVID was so big, because they've never experienced the hunt, the journey. Like again, at the time I'm sitting around thinking like, yeah, this is pretty stupid. But like you said, Mike, it's not something that they get often. So it's like, yo, I want to go out and figure this out and go and find this damn Pokemon thing. And that's why we had 10, 20 million people all around the country looking for Pokemons, because they've never experienced the hunt, because everything's on our phone.
Yeah.
Whether it be food, liquor, clothes, everything's right here. We pick up our phone and we can have it. The Pokemon thing became a craze because there was a bunch of kids that have never had to go and look for anything.
Right.
It's always been
fun.
right there. It was fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it took off, because of what you just said. Like, okay, what do y'all get out of life?
That's worthwhile,
That's worthwhile,
worth waiting for.
It didn't even got to be worthwhile, Mike. It's just, you got to get off the couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's say it's not like, who gives a shit? Pokemon's stupid. But it made them get off the couch and go and find something.
Yeah, for sure. Going to the music store and trying to find cool
Dude,
CDs.
you remember Tuesdays at Sound Warehouse? You get up and you go and try and find the album you're looking for.
Sure.
That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing to get up, because at that time, albums now they come out on Friday, but for us, I want to say it was Tuesdays. Tuesdays we had to get up, go to Sound Warehouse, and go and get freaking NWA, LL Cool J, Pearl Jam. You had to go get up and get it. Now we get up. Now we said midnight. The album comes to our phone at midnight, and you start listening to it, and you have a review by 8 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's like, it's boring.
Yeah. It was also possible back in the day that you go to the store and they don't have what you're looking for. So you have to go home empty-handed and then come back again later. But when you found it, it made it feel better when it was a journey, at least a little bit of struggle. Sneakerheads now, they wait for new shoes to come out. Matter of fact, in a couple of weeks, we're actually going to go to a huge sneaker con in Houston. Nina's son's a big sneakerhead, even works at a shoe store. And Nina and he asked if we could take him and his friend. And so I'm going to wind up going to SneakerCon in Houston here in a couple of weeks. And you'll be getting some in the building content from SneakerCon too. That's one thing I think that kids do have to wait
where
for,
is it
like new shoes. I think the convention center in Houston.
When? You're going to Houston.
Going to Houston for this.
What day is this?
A couple of Saturdays, 20 something, I want to say. 22nd, maybe.
Damn. Let's talk. We'll talk off air.
Okay. All right. Let's talk off air. All right. Let's talk Slackers on air. The official sports bar up in the building is Slackers, 5 locations. Shout out again to people that we saw. Good times this past Saturday at the Nacogdoches location of Slackers. They got the St. Mary's one. They got the one up in the Medical Center on Fredericksburg Road, the one over behind North Star Mall on Rector, and the old one off 281 in Thousand Oaks. Slackers, the official sports bar up in the building. Gracias to all.
Thousand Oaks next month. for the crawfish, 2,000 pounds.
Damn. It's next month in April?
Yeah, they do one. I think they probably do one in March, April, May, June,
Okay.
July.
Yeah,
and,
man. Yeah.
But next month will be Thousand Oaks, but they're gonna do 2,000 pounds.
Right.
Good times this past Saturday.
Good times. Hey, Bouquet, what are you into, dude? I know you gamble a little bit. You do a gambling show. You love baseball. Do you collect baseball cards, baseball memorabilia?
I don't really collect it per se. I have gotten into the card game
Okay.
because of our guy Jeff Slaughter
Mhm.
and his card shows. I've done videos and the such there. I am a proud owner of an Otani card that is worth $80.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey, that's good.
And I'm looking forward to that just exponential growth, but kind of sort of not really.
Okay, so that the memorabilia thing is still, it's bigger than ever. That's one thing I think younger dudes do have to wait for, hunt for, and when you find what you're looking for, there is that gratitude, that payoff. It's worth it because it took you some time to get there. So that's one other thing I can think of in modern times where young people have to wait for the gratitude, not instantly. So pretty cool. All right, man. What are y'all doing today? Chilling, beaching? Gonna go hang out with your Trump? Gonna go hang out with your MAGA buddies at the beach?
Shout out to my MAGAs.
You ought to go over there.
My neighbor's a MAGA.
You ought to grab a six-pack of beer.
No, me and him have
Introduce yourself and party with these people. They're fun as fuck. They're a hell of a lot more fun to drink with than these woke-ass sissy liberals with their seltzer water. They are.
No, my neighbor's a MAGA. He was cool, dude. We've been chopping it up. Cool dude.
Outstanding. Cool.
He's like, drill.
That's right.
And Mike, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. His name is Bubba.
Of course.
It's like Bubba. Bubba gave me a Bush Light.
Hell yeah. Bush Light. You gotta go just go take a shit in the water. You ain't gotta go nowhere. Just stay here and hang.
Like, whether you love them or you hate them, drill.
Well, they love you though.
My son-in-law's down in Midland, and he's making more money than ever. I know some people might hate him, some people might love him, but drill.
Hey.
And then he throws me a Bush Light, and I'm like, hey, Bubba.
Yep.
I don't talk politics, but cheers.
How about that cost of living in Texas? Man, ain't damn right. Shit. All right, we're done. Thanks to
What
Jose
up, Bubba?
Bouquet. Thanks, everybody. Back manana. I might get a while here and post a members only later today. I mean, I'm just hanging at home. I might as well.
If you do, let me know.
All right, I'll hit you up. All right, love y'all hard. We'll see y'all in here at manana for the People I Want to Punch Wednesday edition of In the Building.